Oh, it's not scary, but it counts. Month today, boys and girls. Anyway, this week's movie is actually a favorite of me and my mom. It's called The Ghost of Mr. Chicken. It's a Don Knotts movie from 1962, and it's a pretty funny movie. It's made by Universal. This is when they were kind of doing different things after their staples had ended. And it's about a reporter played by Don Knotts, or a wannabe reporter played by Don Knotts, who is such a coward, but he is tricked into going into a supposedly haunted mansion where he sees all strange things happening. And he writes about it, becomes his local hero, and then he goes to court being told that he faked it all. And then it becomes a murder mystery. I like this movie. This is a funny movie. It's not going to be for everybody. It's an old movie. But it's enjoyable, and it's enjoyable for kids. There are... I wouldn't really even say necessarily that it's a horror film. It is straight up a comedy, first and foremost, with spooky aspects. It's kind of like, almost like Ghostbusters, if Ghostbusters was shot like a comedy, as well as more like a comedy than it was shot like a horror film. The Ghost of Mr. Chicken is a movie that I kind of grew up with. It was a movie my mom introduced me to. We enjoyed it. We thought it was very funny. And going back to it, watching it now, I relate to Don Knotts in this movie. I relate to him wholeheartedly. I'm someone who aspires to be to work in the news, not as a reporter, but I do want to work in a news station. I am a coward. I am scared of a lot of things. And I'm shy around girls. And he gets quite a wonderful woman at the end of this movie. Like, it's like you just kind of go like, "Attaboy, Luther!" What he said. And in the end, it is about a guy who just kind of needs to man up, who needs to find his courage to be able to not just stand up to people who doubt him, but also stand up to a guy who's trying to discredit him. And the gags are funny. I mean, they're your typical ghost gags, but they do get a laugh out of you. and a lot of that has to do with Don Knotts' expressions, his timing, that bit. Like this, that's what it's all about. It's just how he delivers those antics. And even when he's not being scared, he does funny things. Like there's a scene where he has a lunch date with his love interest, and he And after he takes care of some things, he's all excited. He goes back, and there she is sitting with another guy because that was the only table she could find. So he ends up standing there. I'm just thinking, man, I have been in situations like that. Not necessarily standing up during a date, but I have been in situations where it is genuinely awkward when you're trying to be with a girl you like. Like I said, Don Knotts is relatable in this movie. and you can't help but just feel for him when he has the entire town not only just doubting him every step of the way because of who he is, but then they all like him because he stayed the night at this haunted house and survived. and he's nervous about that. His speech is hilarious. It's great. But he's not the only funny character. Like I said, there's the guy who had his seat at the cafeteria. He's very deadpan, but he delivers it in a very quirky way. There's a witness during the court scene that is trying to help Luther, Don Knotts, be proven right, and then he's proven to kind of be a nut job. Grandma Walton is in this movie playing his old third grade teacher, thinking that she's helping him and as a character witness, but in reality is actually proving he may be making all this up. And then you have this paranormal psychic society, and it's just a bunch of housewives. That's the majority of them. They get the biggest laugh just because they're there to be weird. They're there they think this house is haunted. They think there is spirits there, and they do say they feel the vibrations, and they go, Kato, Kato. It's funny because they kind of help keep that house from getting torn down. The only one who isn't really weird or comical in any way are the antagonists, and also the newspaper editor who actually is on Luther's side, who actually wants to help Luther in the end, but when he's proven he made it all up, he is justifiably mad. But he plays it straight. He doesn't act weird. He doesn't act comical. But he genuinely wants to help Luther out. He genuinely believed Luther. Whereas you have the antagonists who are also not very comical, not weird, not quirky. You have the suitor who's going for Don Knotts' love interest as well, and he's just a jerk. He's a jerk. He treats her like he's his property. He does anything and everything to put Luther down. And there's even a scene when the love interest finally tells him, "You don't own me. I decide who I date." And he goes into the courthouse, leans in Don Knotts' ear and goes, "I may lose my job for this, but I hope they fry you." And this guy, that's the end of this guy. That is it. This guy gets nothing else after that. There's no redeeming arc. There's no, oh, I'm sorry. No, there's nothing. You don't like this guy. And then you have the main villain, the guy who wants to tear this house down. He sues Don Knotts for libel. Then it goes into this court case, or this court case, and he plays it straight. He plays it completely normal, and it turns out, yeah, he's the bad guy for more than just that. And it's just a good time. It's a good brisk 90 minutes. The music is fun. The music is catchy. I've been humming it all week. All right, I've been humming it all week. It just won't get out of your head. Fun fact: the house that in this movie is next door to the Munster house on the Universal lot. Yeah. So, little connection there. If there's like maybe one negative, it is indeed, like I said, it goes from like 3 different genres, one after the other. It's not a massive negative, but it is one where you're kind of going, Like, it does start with this kind of haunted house movie. Then it goes into a courthouse movie. And then it turns into, for the last, 10 minutes, into this murder mystery. And it is a little jarring when you see it that way, but that's how they made it. For whatever reason, the third act is the last 10 minutes. It does feel, structurally, it feels a little weird. But yeah, I mean, what else can I say about this movie other than go watch it? If you can. Oh yeah, here it is. Here's the DVD. It doesn't have any special features except for the trailer. I think you can find this easily at your local Cracker Barrel. If you can afford $20 on it, even though it really shouldn't be that much. But yeah, it's well worth it. Spinguli even plays it on occasion. Catch it there. He gives great trivia. So, what do I give The Ghost and Mr. Chicken? Well, I give it a very spooktacular 8 out of 10. I enjoy this movie that much. It gives you plenty of laughs. You got a likable protagonist. You have a likable lady, and and it does balance who has the comedy and who gets the comedy and who doesn't. It's just a good time. Well, that's it for me, guys. If you like this video, please let me know in the comments below. Click that like and subscribe button down below as well. And if you want to talk to me more about horror, then please join me on the Slasher app at NOES2 Rules. That's NOSE2 Rules with a Z. I'm Adam, the OcCULTure Critic. I get scared because I don't care.
Attaboy, Critic!
Excuse me while I go make this guy a ghost.
Come here, you. I'm gonna teach you to interrupt my reviews.